Hello, everyone. Andi Petrillo here. And this is a little bit of a sad interview for me, or bittersweet, I should say, because I'm also very excited. And the reason why I say sad is because one soccer's loss will be the Canadian Premier League's gain. And that is our good friend, Laura Armstrong, who you know has joined us on many broadcasts, bestowing us with her wisdom of the game. She's covered soccer for so many years, but now joining the Canadian Premier League as Senior Director of Communications. We can no longer have you in studio with us, but congratulations on a career change. In fact, Laura, this is something new for you. You've been in the world of sports journalism for so long. So I guess first question is why the decision to leave sports journalism and now kind of get into this new challenge?
Well, first of all, thank you. Bittersweet day for me too, because I love One Soccer and I love that we'll be continuing to work together in a very different capacity. I'm looking forward to the change. It was a really hard decision. I think sports journalism is a work that people do when they're passionate about sport, and I'm certainly passionate about soccer. And I think the same thing that brought me to sports journalism is what's bringing me to the CPL today. I'm just looking forward to getting a different perspective on soccer. It's such an exciting time for the game in this country, and I'm looking forward to sort of being involved in sort of a behind the scenes manner to bring more of the same sort of storytelling that I did in my previous job in this one as well.
Well, we over at One Soccer obviously know about the growth of the Canadian Premier League, the value that it provides to the game in this country. What was the appeal for you to want to be a part of it?
My parents are ticket holders at Atletico Ottawa and season ticket holders of Atletico Ottawa. And I have been to the games and I have seen just the community that has been created from this league and around these teams. And I think that that's what's very important to me. I think that soccer is a very community-based sport, from the grassroots level up. And if we can get more people paying attention to Canadian Premier League, the men's and women's national teams, and everything that's happening in soccer in this country, then I think that that is something that I'm really excited to be a part of. So yeah, for me, it was very much just a love of the game. And I think that CPL is doing really great work, has already done really great work in terms of growing the game in this country. And I'm looking forward to really being a part of building that.
And it certainly has grown even from a franchise perspective. I mean, you mentioned Atletico Ottawa. They came in year two. We already know about franchises that have been announced in Saskatchewan and another one that's going to be happening in BC. So if I can right away dive into the nitty gritty with you now being part of the league, what's the first order of business in trying to expand the league and get interest in the league?
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I think that it's day one, so I'm just trying to figure out how to make my computer work, let alone get into these big conversations. But I think that there are really incredible people already at this league who are trying to capitalize on this moment that we're having in soccer in this country. And the CPL is a big part of that. I think that, we're at a point as this league where there have been a foundation laid, there's groundwork, and now it's a matter of building on that. It's a matter of making sure that everybody in the country knows that they can go to a York United game or a Forge game and they can have a great time and they can have a great soccer experience, and making sure, all of these players are stars in their own rights and everybody knows their names, and just sort of growing the league's presence in soccer in this country. And it's going to be an exciting road. I mean, certainly we've got a lot to look forward to in soccer in Canada when it comes to the 2022, the men at the 2022 World Cup and the 2026 World Cup on home soil, and everything that's going to be happening with the women's team, with upcoming Olympics and World Cups. So I think just being part of that wave and making sure that this moment doesn't pass us by is going to be really important.
It goes without saying that in any league, obviously your star players are the faces of the league, but also a face and a voice is a commissioner. So I know it's day one, but now the roles are reversed, right? For so long, you were the journalist asking the question. So now you're the one that's going to get peppered with them. What can you tell us about the search for a new commissioner?
This is why you're good at your job, Andi. This is why people want to be on with you. Just kidding. Day one. But I mean, listen, I certainly think that from what I know, the limited news that I have so far is definitely that they're closing in on having these conversations, and there's going to be a new CPL commissioner here soon. And I think that that's going to be something that everybody here at the CPL is really looking forward to. I mean, I've only been here a couple hours, so I don't want to speak entirely on their behalf, but I definitely know that that's something that everybody's looking forward to. So it's going to come down the pipeline here in a little while, and I think it's going to be exciting to see who that person is and what they are going to bring to this league to make it grow at an even quicker pace than it already is.
Well, as we look forward to your new role with the Canadian Premier League, I just want to do a quick look back because you've been a writer for so long and you've covered incredible events, right? Every sport in the book and major events as well, and Olympics and World Cups. So it might be hard to pick one. Maybe you have a couple, but when you look back on your career, is there an event? Is there, a tournament or even a game that you covered that really resonates with you as a journalist?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it has to still be the 2015 Women's World Cup. I mean, that was my first assignment, and it's kind of crazy because it certainly wasn't all downhill from there. I had some amazing opportunities. I got to watch the men's team clinch the Qatar berth earlier this year. I got to watch the Raptors and they're on their NBA championship run in 2019. But certainly for me, the Women's World Cup in 2015, and just watching the way the country united behind that group of women was incredible. I'll never forget Christine Sinclair. I think I've said it before on One Soccer. Christine Sinclair scoring a goal at the death on one of my first deadline stories, and thinking, oh gosh, I have to change my entire story. I don't have time for this. But that was pretty incredible. And that's what makes me excited about what we have here going forward, because I know the way that this country can unite behind soccer teams. We've seen it time and time again. And I certainly think that that's going to happen here in the next few years.
Well, Laura, you're not just a good worker, you're a good person, and the CPL snagged a good one. That is Laura Armstrong, the new Senior Director of Communications for the Canadian Premier League. Best of luck moving forward, and you're still going to be hearing a lot from us over at One Soccer.
I look forward to it. Thank you for having me on. It was honestly one of the pleasures of my journalistic career, and I look forward to working with you particularly, but everybody at One Soccer going forward.
Jessica.